I remember when I would have a list of things that I wanted to do throughout my day, and I'd have an entire schedule that I'd printed out and put on my wall, and I would try to do it, but for some reason, like halfway throughout that day, I just couldn't focus. I wasn't able to focus on one task, and then after I messed up one task, all the tasks after it, I just failed. And so I'd go back to like playing video games. I'd go back to watching YouTube videos, scrolling on Instagram, TikTok, the common distractions, watching TV, right? And I didn't realize that there was something that I could do. I didn't realize that there was something that I was missing out on that would help me to focus so much better on those tasks. There was some easy, very easy things to do in my morning routine that could set me up for success for all those later tasks and to keep pushing through the day to complete all those tasks. The thing that I didn't realize about productivity was that there's a lot of variables. The thing is, throughout your day, whatever sort of list that you have for that day, there's changes to those lists. There's things that happen throughout your day that you can't really control. There's things like family events that you didn't hear about. There's meetings, there's friends, and all these different noises, right? And of course we want to limit those noises to as much as possible. The thing is that most of those noises we don't actually have to listen to, right? A lot of friends, notifications that we get, text messages that we get, we don't actually need to like see them until a specific time in the day, because if we see them earlier throughout the day, we're gonna be way overthinking about them. Like for me, when I would get a text early on in my day, I would literally just be thinking about that text for the rest of the day, even though I didn't really need to. Like looking at that text did nothing for me early on in the day. So if you have a set time frame for a later time, right, to look at your text, look at the notifications that are necessary, right, by all means you need to have that throughout your day. No matter what you're doing, no matter like who you are, what you're doing, you need to have a time and place to check all those notifications. Now my period is like an hour. It's while I'm at the gym. I'll make sure to check those because the gym is literally like my free time, bro. Like the gym has turned into my free time, so I'll check out all those. It takes like literally 10 minutes while I'm there because I don't have a lot of those distractions rolling around. And so I'll answer the important texts, emails, all those different things. And then if someone really needs you, they're gonna be able to call you. Like if they need you, they will call you. So don't worry about that. If someone needs you, they're gonna call you. And then also have a time after, like later in the day, that you look at all your bills, look at all those different things. That's what I did personally. But one thing I didn't realize was that there was a very specific thing that I could do to be so much more productive early on. So here's the thing. I used to wake up and get out of my bed, and then I would kind of start to do the tasks. I wouldn't do anything. I wouldn't drink water, do anything before the tasks. I would just do those tasks, right? I didn't really have a morning routine. I just kind of set the alarms for those tasks. And whenever that alarm went off, I would do those tasks. I would read, meditate, journal, do deep work, whatever it was, right? Go to the gym, whatever. And so what I noticed was that I was really tired because I was getting up early in the mornings. I wasn't used to getting up earlier. I would be really tired early in the mornings, and that would cause me like to be lazier, to not put as much effort into the work that I was needed to put the effort into. It wouldn't allow me to focus as much as I could on, getting those tasks done, right? All the things that I needed to do, the good habits, reading, whatever it was, right? All the good, healthy things that we should be doing, right? And so I remember very specifically one morning, every morning I would get up to read. I'd go outside and I'd read like probably 10 to 20 pages of a book, maybe more, maybe less, right? But every morning I'd go outside, sit in my backyard, make sure I'd get some sunlight, and I would read. I would come back after reading, and then I would have a task. Normally after reading, I would be doing probably the gym. So I'd read and then I'd have to go to the gym. But I'd come inside and I'd be almost like too tired to really do anything. So I'd sit, and then that's what would cause me to relapse. And then I'd watch YouTube, or I'd watch TV, or I'd watch a distraction. And it was like, I'm on dopamine detox. I can't be doing these things, right? And so I would waste probably 2 to 3 hours in the middle of the day, right? The most important part of the day, because I would watch YouTube and use these distractions. And so I would end up going to the gym like 3 hours later, and then all the other tasks that I had planned for the day, they would kind of fall off. And so I had a certain bedtime, so I'd literally just miss those tasks. They would move past bedtime, and then it was like a repeating cycle over and over again. And this was a problem that I had, being able to focus and just being able to get those tasks done. And so what I realized is that you need to prioritize certain tasks. Whatever work you have or whatever things you value the highest on your list, those need to be done earlier in the day. Because let's say that you do all of the little tasks early on in the day, and then you have a very, very important task, but you save that for later, right? For example, for me, the gym was very important, especially early on. My fitness and my health was very important, right? And so at the time, that was my priority. At the time, that was what I needed to do the most. But the thing was, I would do like reading, journaling, meditating, all that before, and then I would put the gym at the end. And the thing was, half the time I would skip the gym because I would do these tasks and then I wouldn't have the energy to do this, right? To go to the gym. So what I started to do was first thing in the morning, I would get up and I'd go to the gym. Now, the thing was, even when you do the important tasks in the morning, or the most important tasks, right? First off, list off the tasks that you want to get done, all in order of most important to least important, right? All of them are still important. You still want to get all of those done, but generally you'll have like a few tasks that you value over the rest, right? And so you want to prioritize putting those tasks first, and you want to do them early on in your day. That way, all the other tasks are kind of like, sure, you need to do them, but if you miss out on them, you still got the important things done every single day, right? And what I realized was that even when I would put those tasks early on in the day, I still would have low energy. And sometimes I would just wake up late and I wouldn't be able to do those tasks, right? Or I would still delay the tasks. So something that really helped me out was in the mornings, cold shower, coffee. Those two things, that's it. Cold shower, coffee, and meditate. Actually, three things, right? Cold shower, what it does, it wakes you up, bro. Let me tell you right now, cold shower activates the sympathetic nervous system, and basically what it does is it activates your fight or flight response, right? So fight or flight is basically the instinct that we've developed as humans to prepare our bodies to do extreme action, right? To either fight or to run away, right? And so the reason we developed it is because we were being chased or hunted by predators, right? So whenever we'd see a predator in the wild, it would activate our fight or flight. Or whenever we were really hungry and we saw prey, we're like, we need to eat or we're gonna die. Activates fight or flight, right? And so that would just prepare us. It would increase the heart rate and get our body ready to do extreme action, to run as fast as we can away from that predator, or to fight as hard as we can to survive, right? And so what cold showers do is they actually activate this same system. So when you get up in the morning and you feel really tired, like most of the times I don't feel like getting up in the morning. I'm not even gonna lie to you. Most of the times I don't want to get up in the morning because I wake up pretty early and my body's like, I barely want to get out of bed. But once I force myself to get out of bed and turn that cold shower on and hop in, it's boom, activated. Like within 15 to 30 seconds. I don't even go into the shower for longer than like 3 minutes, right? So I take a cold shower, 30 to 60 seconds, right? Maybe 2 minutes long. And boom, dry off. I make sure to keep myself actually a little bit wet. This is kind of weird, like oddly specific, but I make sure to have like some wetness on me so that when I leave the shower, right, I'm still cold. And that's going to help me to activate the fight or flight system for even longer. So I make sure to keep just a little bit of water like in my hair and on me, right? And then I dry off most of like the dripping moisture so that I'm not dripping everywhere on the floor. But I keep most of the water on me so that I stay cold, so that the system activates even more. And then after that, I get my coffee, right? Every single morning, cold shower, boom, I get my coffee. What I like to do is I drink it all at once, right? Because once the caffeine's inside of you, then that's when it activates, right? That's when you can start using it for real. Because I used to think that, okay, let me sip it and like enjoy it, right? And sure, that's good. I still was really productive doing that. But if you want to really get to that next level of productivity, getting the ice, putting it in, and then pouring the coffee in, and then just chugging the whole coffee gets it onto your system so that it's already going, right? You're already absorbing all of that caffeine. And so that is what got me, and I don't drink it with cream or sugar or anything, because if you drink it with cream, sugar, anything, it's actually going to cause you to, also I fast in the morning. So the thing is I fast, right? But basically when you have like lactose in the morning and when you have any sort of sugars or calories in the morning, it's gonna decrease your focus, right? It's gonna, for me at least, it causes brain fog. And so that's why I make sure just to drink the coffee alone, because it has very, very, very low calories, but I still get that energy from the coffee. And I fast in the morning until like around noon, because fasting, think about it, when you're bloated, right, and you ate a lot, like a huge breakfast, your mind is just gonna be slower. Like me, when I eat a huge breakfast, even if it's like eggs and it's not a whole bunch of carbs, I still feel like slower. I feel more lethargic. So if you want to increase your productivity, especially early on in the day, I would say you might want to try fasting for like until noon, or for a few hours early on in the day, like the few hours that you need to do really important work. The only time that I didn't do this was when I was going to the gym, right? I would eat carbs before I went to the gym, or I'd eat protein and carbs a little bit before I go to the gym, because that would be like a source of energy, because I didn't want to start seeing like stars while I was working out. So if it's like some sort of physical activity, definitely I would say you probably want to eat before. Otherwise, it's really just what works best for you, right? For me, fasting in the morning really gave me that extra focus because I wasn't bloated while I was working, right? So definitely recommend that. So if you're interested, you might want to try that out. And then, so I'd be fasting, I'd have my coffee, I'd have the cold shower, and then I meditate, right? I meditate like 20 minutes, 15 to 20 minutes before I do any sort of work, because that just helps you to focus and lock in onto the breath, and it actually lowers your dopamine levels to baseline, so that when you start working, you get that spike of dopamine, and then that work literally becomes like addictive. Like doing that work, you enjoy it, and it gives you dopamine spikes when you're doing it. So those three, like doing those things, just really helps me out in the mornings to be a lot more productive and to go through all the tasks that I need to do throughout the day. Because a lot of the times I would just fall off and not do any of the tasks. And if you prioritize those important tasks and do that in the morning, you'll be able to go harder for longer, and then you'll be able to focus a lot better on completing those tasks. So remember that, like, these distractions, right? If you don't take control of dopamine and you don't take control of these distractions, and you have like notifications on your phone, they'll literally take control of you, bro. So you have to decide what's more important, the short-term gratification or your long-term goals, whatever those are. Make sure you go down right now and subscribe. And if you're interested in my one-on-one coaching, you can go down right now. I'm gonna put a link for a free call, and you can literally just book a free call with me, and we can just talk out and see if you're a good fit for my program. So make sure you go down right now and subscribe. My name's Justin, and remember, you deserve the consequences of your actions.